Hey Warriors fans, I'm Scott Warris, and we are here to feature yet another Player of the Week in the NACC men's basketball. Second time it's happened this year. Ryan Broeckel, fifth time in your career. Oh, by the way, D3Hoops.com Team of the Week honoree as well. All you did, 30 points, 11 rebounds, 4 blocks per game. Couple of wins, Ryan, against Lakeland and against Rockford. Just your thoughts on your week that was, and most importantly, getting 2 home wins and a 3-0 homestand, I know.
Yeah, I mean, obviously the stats were pretty good for me individually. It was really nice to see kind of me get back into the groove. I've been struggling here and there this season, similar to last year. I started off the year kind of rough, but kind of finding my way and my role every game, because every game it changes. Not just with me, but with our whole team. Every game's a new challenge. And kind of figuring out your role for that game in the first couple minutes, and even as the game goes on in the second half is important.
But this is kind of the grind of the season, though, isn't it? Here we are in January, conference play. You know, March Madness seems so far away right now, and you just have to find a way to kind of muck your way through it.
Yeah, you look at all of the Division I teams right now. Every top 10 team is dropping to these no-name schools,
Yeah.
and it's D1 through D3. This is a tough part of the year, so just trying to stay focused as a team, keep that goal that we have in our mind, and go into practice every day trying to get better.
You know, I want to go back to the week that was and the matchups, because a couple of things I noticed, and I think fans who follow closely will notice. First of all, and I said this with Coach Anundsen in one of the post-game interviews we did, your team, on this homestand especially, was really effective at closing the first half, starting the second half. I think it was 16-6 was the run to close the first half against Lakeland. I think you held Rockford without a basket for the final 3 minutes of the first half. And he said that's something that you guys actually work on. I mean, it's a concerted effort. Can you talk about that and why you've been so good there?
Yeah, we talk with our sports psychologist about that a lot, and the mindset of starting games and finishing halves. We think that's really important, and we think that's where we can exploit other teams. So we focus on that a ton. Second half, kind of the same thing, starting off strong, because those first 4 minutes are usually a good depictor on what the second half is going to look like. So we try and focus on that as much as we can, and we have this thing called Pareto. I know Coach talked about it in the interview. I watched the interview. Good job, by the way.
Thank you. Appreciate that.
But it's kind
of
we
need all the views we can get, Ryan.
No, it's kind of something that can center our whole team, bring us together collectively, and kind of refocus us as a group.
You personally, and I'm curious because, as I said, 30 points per game, 11 rebounds per game, 4 blocks per game in the 2 against Lakeland and Rockford. When you're preparing to play those 2 teams in particular, and you have Kevin Deemer, top scorer in the league, Jaden Bell, top 3-point shooter in the league, Isaiah Hammond, Cam Yeager. I mean, these are guys that are battling with you for the rebounding crown, for the scoring crown. Do you kind of amp yourself up? Does that add a little personal juice for you when you look at who's coming in beyond the team and some of the personnel that they have and say, hey, he is one of the best. I got to raise my game? Is that true?
Not really, because if I have a bad game and Stoltz or Grayson or someone else pops off, Heffley's popped off this season a few times, other guys that come off the bench have great games, as long as we get the win. Obviously, we're still battling for first seed in the NACC. Hoping St. Norbert can drop one, but as long as we take care of business, we're sharing conference, and that's the main goal that we're kind of focusing on right now. So,
do you feel now 3 straight wins, 3-0 on the homestand? Do you feel like you kind of got your mojo back a little bit after those rough 2 losses, one in the non-con and then the one up at St. Norbert?
Yeah, for sure. And I think our team's kind of finding our identity a little bit better. I think first half of the season we had some couple great wins, and then we had some wins that we didn't play great, but we were good enough to get the wins. I think now we're really trying to hone down on, okay, this is the team that we want to be, and here's what we're going to do to exploit our advantages every game.
And you guys have been, throughout your career, I don't have the numbers, but I mean, you're unbeaten at home this year. And the last number of years, I mean, you can count on one hand the number of home losses you guys have had. You've done a great job just kind of solidifying an advantage here at home, haven't you?
Yeah, that's something that we've done, I think, back like 4 or 5 years. I think even before us seniors got here, when we won conference in 1920, that's kind of set the standard of, you don't lose at home, you defend home court. And we've done a pretty good job, obviously, this year. In the last couple of years, like you said, we only dropped a couple. And that's kind of what it takes to usually win conference championships, which is what we've been able to do the last couple of years. So.
All right, before we have a little fun with some of the questions, I'll ask you this. Here we hit the second semester is just about to begin. And we were joking the other night how during winter break I said, well, you can just focus on basketball all the time. It's like you're a full-time basketball player. And you said, yes, but I just started an internship. Tell us a little bit about your interests off the court. Tell us a little bit about this internship and who knows where it might lead in a career one day.
Yeah, so I'm a finance and management double major. So finance is kind of, money is kind of my guru a little bit. I'm the president of the Warrior Investment Club here on campus. So that's kind of where that fits into. And then I have an internship with Pfizer, kind of like Pfizer Forum, but the company. And I've been there, I was there this past summer for a couple months, and then they brought me back working 30 hours a week through school because I'm part-time here. And then just working in financial analysis.
Wow.
We'll see where that takes me. But.
Any hot stock tips for the folks?
You
better not, because we can get in trouble with the SEC.
I don't want to say anything, but
we'll do that off the air.
Good things coming.
Okay.
If you look at the trends.
Yes, indeed. All right, you heard it here first. All right, Ryan Broeckel, NACC Player of the Week in men's basketball, D3Hoops.com honoree for their Team of the Week. I have in my hand three cards, questions on each card. Pick a card, I'll ask the questions.
Middle one.
Holidays.
Ooh.
Not necessarily just Christmas and New Year, but holidays, all kinds of holidays. The first answer that comes to mind, here we go. Real Christmas tree or an artificial Christmas tree?
We've always had artificial, so I would say artificial.
Okay. The one side dish at Thanksgiving that you cannot live without?
The jelly cranberry sauce. Very hot topic, but
okay.
Like in a can.
Okay, so the canned cranberry
version. The very fake version.
Where you turn it upside down and it just kind of comes out in this gelatinous mold.
Yes, but it has like the grooves of the can.
The rings.
It looks awesome, yeah.
It does. Harder to fathom, a giant rabbit hiding eggs or a fat man coming down a chimney giving presents?
I'm going to say the rabbit.
Okay. Fireworks on the 4th of July or snowfall on Christmas Eve?
Ooh, fireworks.
What New Year's resolution have you kept the longest?
I didn't even make one this year.
What about in your life?
But I would say trying to read every day. And that lasted like 2 weeks. not much of a reader.
Didn't even make it to February 1st.
No.
Your wild card question, if you could attend a basketball clinic with any one player and any one coach, all time, past or present, who would they be? And why?
I would say Phil Jackson is the coach because he knows how to win as a coach and a player. And I would say Hakeem Olajuwon as a player.
What is it about the dream?
The way he focuses on defense, his movements on offense, the way he exploits different defensive, especially in the low post. I think that'd be really interesting. And even like guys like in the NBA now, they go to him and work with him. So
I think Giannis was working with him this past summer.
Yeah. So.
All right, there you have it. Ryan Broeckel and the Warriors are back in action Wednesday night, a 2-game conference road swing at Aurora. Keep it going.
Thanks.
Thanks for watching.